Hello students, last time we did the numerical on Coulomb's law in vector form as well as superposition principle. Today we are going to do the example 1.2 of our textbook. So you may refer the textbook for your question. I am reading the question from the book. You can also see the question from the book. The question given is, if 10 raised to 9 electrons move out of a body to another body every second, how much time is required to get a total charge of 1 coulomb on the other body? The question is, 10 raised to 9 electrons are moving out from one body to another body every second. How much time is required to get a total charge of 1 coulomb on the other body? Now the first thing, we will try to understand what is given. So let us consider that this is one body and this is in another body. It is given that 10 raised to 9 electrons are moving out from it every second. So it is also clear that electrons are leaving this body. So this body, say this is body A and this is body B. So electrons are moving out from this body. So this body will becomes positively charged and this body is gaining an electron. So it will becomes negatively charged. However, it is not directly concerned with our example. Our question is, if this electron keep on moving out from A to B every second, this is 10 raised to 9 electrons per second. So how much time this body will take to accumulate 1 coulomb of charge? कितनी देर में ये बॉडी के ऊपर 1 कूलम चार्ज आ जाएंगे? हर 1 सेकेंड में 10 raised to 9 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इसमें ट्रांसफर हो रहे हैं. सो लेट अस सी एंड एनालाइज द डेटा. सो वी विल राइट लेट n dash be the number of electrons moving out from a body. So we assign a symbol n dash. Therefore, n dash is equal to 10 raised to 9 per second. Now this is n dash is a symbol not for a number, it is number per second. So in 1 second, 10 raised to 9 electrons are moving out. So let us see, if this much electron leave body A, what will be the charge acquired by the body per second? So let Q be the amount of charge acquired by a body after 1 second. Therefore, Q is equal to, now we have a formula for quantization, but that was an amount of charge. Here Q is not an amount of charge, it is an amount of charge acquired by a body after 1 second. So this Q is charge per unit time because the unit of n is per second. So I will write Q is equal to n dash E. Whatever amount of charge this body will gain, that will be the amount of charge of B. This body becomes positively charged, this body becomes negatively charged. So in one case, the electron, there is a deficiency of electron, there is excess of electron. So we are finding out the charge acquired by a body after 1 second. So this is equal to 10 raised to 9, that is the number of electrons per second, multiply by the value of E 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So Q is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 10. Now this is not a charge, it is charge per second. So unit becomes coulomb per second. So the charge, positive charge acquired by this body is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 10 coulomb per second. In 1 second, this body becomes positively charged by the amount 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 10 coulomb. But we need to find out the charge acquired by a body is 1 coulomb. So how much time it will take? So by direct ratio and proportion we can say in 1 second the charge acquired is this much coulomb. So in time t the charge acquired is 1 coulomb. So we can easily find out the charge acquired by a body by a simple ratio and proportion method. So we will write to acquire 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 10 coulomb, time taken is equal to 1 second. So this is per second. The body acquired a charge of 1.6 into 10 raised to minus. Therefore, to acquire 1 coulomb charge, time taken equal to, let us give the symbol of t. So time taken t is equal to 1 coulomb multiplied by 1 second divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 10. So 1 coulomb multiplied by 1 second divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 10. So this time taken t is equal to now 1.1 divided by 1.6. That comes out to be 0.625 into 10 raised to 10 second. So in 0.625 into 10 raised to 10 second, this body will acquire 1 coulomb of positive charge because it has lose an electron, and this body will acquire minus 1 coulomb charge after this much second. The charge will be 1 coulomb. So this is the time taken by a body to acquire 1 coulomb of charge. Now if we want to convert this into years, that is what is converted in the book. So this is in second. So if I divide it by 365 into 60 into 60, I can convert it into years. So if they ask you MCQ and the options are in year, you can easily convert this second into an year. So second can be first converted into minute, minute into hours, hours into years. So if you divide this by 365 multiply by 24 hours per day into 60 minutes into 60 seconds, you will find that T approximately comes out to be 198 years. So this numerical want to explain that 1 coulomb is a very large unit. Say the number of electrons leaving a body is 10 raised to 9. In 1 second, this number of electron is very large. Per second, the body is giving up 10 raised to 9 electron. Still, this body will take about 198 years to acquire a charge of 1 coulomb. So 1 coulomb is very large unit. So for practical purpose or in numericals, we generally take micro coulomb, pico coulomb, etc. So this is example number 1.2. Now let us move to example 1.3. Example 1.3 is how much positive and negative charge are there in a cup of water. Now in the question they have not given what is the quantity of a water in a cup. So we are assuming, let us assume there is 250 gram of water in a cup. Now this is an assumption, any quantity of water can be given. So here we take our mass of water in a cup to be 250 gram. And we know the molecular mass of water, capital M, is 18 gram. The molecular mass of water, 2 for hydrogen and 16 for oxygen, that is H2O molecular mass is 18 gram. So before we find out how much positive and negative charge are there, we need to find out the number of water molecules, because we have to apply the quantization. Whenever you are asked the amount of the charges, it is the quantization Q is equal to NE. So we need to find out how many molecules are present in 250 gram of water. So according to chemistry, we know if we have 1 mole of substance, its number of molecule is Na, that is an Avogadro number. Now 1 mole of substance, mass is known as molecular mass. So if the molecular mass is capital M, the number of molecule is Na, that is Avogadro number. And for our mass small m, we can find out the number, that is a question mark. So let us assume our number to be n. So the formula becomes the number of water molecules will be equal to m Na upon capital N. So do remember this formula to find out the number of molecules or number of atoms in 1 mole. We know in 1 mole we have any number of atoms or molecules. So for given mass, this is the formula. So we write, let capital N be the number of molecules of H2O in 250 gram of water. So our number is N. For the molecular mass capital N, M, the number is N. For our 250 gram, the formula comes out to be M Na upon capital M. So therefore, in the solution, this side is for explanation. This is how we have to write the theory. So N is equal to M Na upon capital N. Therefore, N is equal to 250 multiplied by 6.023 into 10 raised to 23, that is the Avogadro number divided by 80. So this is the number of water molecules which we will find out. So 250, I am taking the help of a calculator, into 6.023 equal to, that is divided by 80. So it comes out to be 83.65 into 10 raised to 23. So 250 multiplied by 6.023 equal to divided by 18. So we have 83.65 into 10 raised to 23 water molecules in 250 gram. So you remember this formula to find out the number of molecules or atoms in the given mass M, for a given mass M. So this is the number of molecules. Now, in a water molecules, there are 10 protons and 10 electrons. Water molecule is electrically neutral. So we have 2 for hydrogen and 8 for oxygen. So total number of proton is 10 and total number of electron is also 10. So we have this much molecules. One molecule have 10 proton and 10 electrons. So total number of electrons or proton, let us assign it a symbol small n. So when small n becomes capital N multiplied by the number of protons or electrons. So we write the theory as the number of proton and electron in a water molecule is 10. So there are 10 protons and 10 electrons. So H2, 2 for hydrogen, and O, 8 protons or 8 electrons for oxygen. So number of protons is equal to number of electrons. Now we will find out the total number of protons or total number of electrons. Both are equal. So let small n be the number of proton or number of electrons. Therefore, small n is equal to number of molecules, that is capital N multiplied by 10, where 10 is a number of proton or number of electron. So small n is equal to 83.65 into 10 is to 23 into 10. So this comes out to be 83.65 into 10 is to 24. So from here I am writing this small n is equal to 83.65 into 10 raised to 24. Now this is the total number of proton or total number of electron. So this is 10 raised to 24. So small n is equal to number of molecules multiplied by the proton or electrons, total number of proton or electron in a water molecule. So in one water molecule we have 10 proton or 10 electron. So total number is this. Now we need to find out how much positive and negative charge are there. So number of positive as well as negative charge, both are equal. So number of positive as well as negative charge in given mass of water. Mass was not given, we have taken it to be 250 grams. So Q is equal to Ne. Now you have to find out the charge. This is a number only. So it comes out to be 83.65 into 10 is to 24, and charge on each proton or electron is 1.6 into 10 is to minus 90. So we simply apply the formula Q is equal to Ne. So if you multiply this 83.65 into 1.6, it comes out to be 133.84. 133.84 multiplied by 24 minus 90, that is 10 raised to 5 coulomb. So don't forget to write the unit also. So the total amount of charge on this water is in the given mass of the water is 133.84 into 10 raised to 5 coulomb. So these are the two basic numericals related to the quantization of the charges. In first 1.2 numerical, we have taken the concept of a time, how much time a body takes to acquire a charge of 1 coulomb. You have to remember 1 coulomb is very large unit. In this, they have given you the mass of the water, or we have assumed it to be 250 gram. So from that we can find out that this is the number of this is the charge, positive charge as well as negative charge. The resultant will be 0 because there are equal number of protons and electrons. And example 1.1 was our theory, that was charging by induction. So till date we have completed example 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3. In the next lecture we will see example 1.4 as well as a new theory. So have a good day, students.